When Kanye West premiered his album, The Life of Pablo at Madison Square Garden back on February 11th, over 20 million people tuned in online for an early listen. But the album wasn't even complete yet. 2 days later, Kanye performed a few select songs on national television for SNL.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kanye West!
But the album still wasn't done. That night, Kanye released Pablo exclusively on Tidal.
Album store, KanyeWest.com right now. Tidal streaming right now.
The first 10 days pulled in over 250 million streams, more than doubling Tidal subscribers and shooting the music streaming service to the top of the Apple App Store. But even then, the album still wasn't final. In fact, Kanye kept tweaking The Life of Pablo until it was released beyond Tidal a month and a half later. So what was he doing? Some of the changes were tweaks to the mix, bringing up the bass.
Miss you bad, sorry I ain't call you back. Up in the morning, miss you bad, sorry I ain't call you back.
Or boosting the vocals.
And I be talking shit like,
Others added instrumentation, like a synth. Background vocals.
Wish I would go ahead and fuck my life up. Wish I would go ahead and fuck my life up.
Or even a full choir.
You know just what we want, I wanna wake up with you in my morning. You know just what we want, I wanna wake up with you in my morning.
And one even lost instrumentation, like these hi-hats.
I feel it, babe. I feel it.
But Ye also changed up some of the lyrics, adding an extra line from Chance the Rapper.
I will feel your pain. I will feel your pain. No one can judge.
And replacing a line in Famous.
That Benz Marina Del Rey coasting. She be Puerto Rican Day Parade waving. That Benz Marina Del Rey coasting. She in school to be a real estate agent.
Curiously, Kanye didn't replace the most controversial line from that song.
I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous.
Other tracks were changed to be more like versions released before the album, dropping the drums on 30 Hours.
Young producer just trying to get his flows off. I remember being nervous to do Victoria's Secret till I pictured everybody with their clothes off. Young producer just trying to get his flows off. I remember being nervous to do Victoria's Secret till I pictured everybody with their clothes off.
And removing Frank Ocean from Wolves.
There's light with no heat.
Adding Vic Mensa and Sia back.
I'm just bad, bad, bad.
I was lost and beat up.
Completely reworking the track.
If your mama knew how, if your mama knew how.
Along with all that, Kanye even changed the final track listing. Frank Ocean's outro to Wolves was turned into a completely separate track.
We found out.
Releasing an unfinished album like this is unprecedented. Some called it a messy release. Kanye, however, called it a living, breathing, changing creative expression. But there were some definite downsides. Despite the massive amount of attention the album initially received, the streams from Tidal were not reported to Nielsen, and therefore not counted toward the Billboard music charts. Billboard reported that the album could have sold up to 400,000 copies in its first week, if released traditionally. On top of that, many fans will continue to play the old version. An estimated 500,000 people downloaded the album on BitTorrent in the first 2 days after the Tidal release. And to this day, the most actively shared version of the album on the Pirate Bay is that original unfinished draft. But despite all of that, Kanye still won in the end. The album still hit #1 immediately after its final release in April. You can learn more about The Life of Pablo on Genius.